In the 13th century, the Mongol Empire was unstoppable. From the frozen lands of Siberia to the scorching deserts of Persia, from the mighty rivers of China to the heart of Eastern Europe, nothing could stand in their way. The Mongol war machine, led by Genghis Khan and his descendants, crushed mighty kingdoms, obliterated armies, and reshaped history itself. But despite their unmatched power, there was one small island nation that refused to fall. And this wasn't just a battle, it was a saga of 2 invasions, divine winds, and a legacy that shaped both nations. The Mongols were the most fearsome warriors the world had ever seen. They didn't just win wars, they rewrote the rules of warfare. Their horses gave them incredible speed and endurance. Their archers could fire deadly arrows with pinpoint accuracy, even while riding at full gallop. Their military tactics, such as feigned retreats and encirclements, tricked enemies into their doom. Under Genghis Khan, they shattered the mighty Jin dynasty of China. Under Kublai Khan, who now wears a simple white cloth garment and a black and white hat, they defeated the Song dynasty, unifying China under Mongol rule. And now, Kublai Khan had set his eyes on Japan. In 1274, Kublai Khan sent his first invasion force, a fleet of 900 ships and 40,000 warriors, a mix of Mongols, Chinese, and Korean soldiers. Their target, Japan. The Japanese samurai, though skilled, had never faced an enemy like this. The Mongols used powerful explosive bombs, psychological warfare, and coordinated attacks that overwhelmed traditional samurai duels. At first, the Mongols crushed everything in their path. The samurai, accustomed to one-on-one combat, struggled against the Mongols' brutal and efficient war tactics. But then, something happened. A storm struck. A massive typhoon wrecked much of the Mongol fleet. Those who survived were either killed by Japanese forces or drowned as they tried to escape. The first invasion had failed. Kublai Khan was not a man to accept defeat. In 1281, he launched an even bigger invasion, this time with 4,400 ships and 140,000 soldiers. One of the largest armadas in history. The Mongols attacked 2 different landing points, trying to overwhelm Japan, but this time the samurai had learned. They had built fortified walls along the coast, preventing Mongol landings. They launched fierce counterattacks, using guerrilla warfare to wear down the invaders. For months, the Mongols were stuck in a brutal stalemate. Then, in August, the unthinkable happened again, another typhoon. The storm, later called Kamikaze, Shen Fong, or Divine Wind, obliterated the Mongol fleet. Ships sank, soldiers drowned, and Japan was saved. The second invasion had failed. For the Mongols, these failures were disastrous. Kublai Khan had spent enormous resources on both invasions. The losses were crippling. Discontent grew in his empire and rebellions followed. The once mighty Mongol Empire began to fracture, leading to its eventual decline. This was one of the first times the Mongols had ever been truly defeated. For Japan, this was more than just a victory, it was a divine sign. The Kamikaze winds became legendary, reinforcing the belief that Japan was protected by the gods. The samurai class gained more power, shaping Japan's warrior culture for centuries. Japan became more isolationist, believing that foreign threats could be kept away by divine favor. The legend of the Kamikaze would live on for centuries. So much so that, during World War II, Japan's suicide pilots were named after these divine winds, symbolizing the same spirit of resistance against foreign invaders. But the real story of the Mongol invasions shows us a different lesson. Even the mightiest empires have limits, and sometimes history is changed not just by men and steel, but by the winds of fate itself. Did Japan truly win against the Mongols, or was it just luck? What if the typhoons never came? Would Japan have been conquered? Let me know in the comments below. And if you love epic stories from history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more. See you in the next saga.